Hello guys, it's hands up again, now here. I brought you a new engineering design that is an automatic laminating machine. So basically, what we are designing here is a machine which can differentiate between A3, A4 papers and then laminate uh, those papers using a plastic paper. So the 3D modeling part is done, and the animation as well is done by a Blender modeling software, and then there is a part 2 video to this in which we will be designing the electrical components using a proto simulation software. That included the ultrasonic sensor, the laminating, the heating system, and everything will be in part 2. In here, we'll be watching the design, the mechanical design, and the 3D modeling and animation of the machine. So basically, the system consists of different components in here. We have a container. This will be a paper container, and there is a sample paper in here. And there is a sensor in here which will be included in the electrical design, or in the part 2, which will be sensing the existence of paper, because the machine won't have to run without no paper. So for the pick and place system, for the grab mechanism, we will be using a vacuum system, which will be picking and placing the papers from the container to the conveyor system. This is done by a hydraulic system, which will be moving in the 2 axes for picking the papers from the container and placing them into the conveyor tray. The conveyor will be run by a motor, which will be driving our system, our conveyors, and running pushing them to the laminators. After that, the conveyor drives the paper and moves it to the system, in which an additional layer of plastic is added to the paper. And we will be having 2 systems in which we supply plastics, and an upper, which will be the paper will be sandwiched between the 2. Those 2, and in the top part, in the bottom part, we will be having a plastic system, and we will be having an idlers so that the plastics on the upper and the bottom side and the paper go through without no noise or no error. So we'll be having these rollers, and a conveyor system is added to this system as well to push the paper from the side to the other side. Now we have a heater, we have a motor, which is motor-driven laminators, which are self-heated, because they have a coil inside, and they will be heated. They also have a temperature sensor, which will be measuring the temperature, and so that a paper won't be sent for lamination purposes unless the temperature is on the laminating temperature requirements. They say some papers don't require a high temperature to be laminated, and some papers may get damaged with a higher or a lower temperature. So a temperature and a pressure is adjusted using the controller, which is given in the part 2 description, and the laminators run using a motor and do the lamination task. After that, after the lamination task is done, the laminator, there is a paper cutter which will be cutting the laminated paper to pieces. After the lamination is done, the servo is driven, and the paper cutter will be cutting the paper into the specified distance. So we have a container in here which will be containing the laminated papers. Now let's run the simulation and see how the overall lamination process. So the system will be picking and placing the paper, and then the plastic is added. Now the laminators will be laminating the system. After laminating is done, the paper will be cut and placed into the container system. So this is basically how the lamination process is done for this machine. A paper is placed using a vacuum system. Paper is driven to the conveyor, a plastic is added, then with using a heat system, the paper is laminated. And then after the lamination process is done, the paper is cut, and then the laminated paper is put to a container system. With this continuous processes, lamination paper is done. So guys, this is how an automatic laminator system, how I designed the automatic lamination system. And the make sure to watch the part 2 video for watching the electric circuit design of the system and many more. We've used many entities for the tracking, the motion of the conveyor, and many more. If you want to see how to design the system in Blender, I'll make a separate video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.